Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network. Back here tonight for the Global Racing League. We are here for the penultimate round of the championship. We're here for round 14 of GRL here in picturesque Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, as the first few guys making their way out onto the racetrack. And a stream of cars leaving the pit lane, to say the least, as we make our way out. Welcome along, hope everyone is well this evening as we get this 18-minute qualifying session underway. This first few guys just trying to find a little bit of track position as they make their way out on their out laps. Got a few guys missing tonight, one of them being Donkey Max, who has, I wouldn't want to say has given up in this championship, but he's not here tonight. Tom is now the official world champion. There's still the constructors' points to be decided out, which Wreck Diver is in the Aston tonight, but his teammate Vitrosity is not here either, so he's got it all to do in that Aston Martin tonight if he wants to get up in the standings. And it's a shame Donkey Max isn't here tonight either, due to the fact that if you watched our stream from last night in the Top Speed Racing League, him and Tom had an absolute cracker of a battle on the last few laps of the race, and it was a really, really good nip and tuck battle between the two of them. And it ended really well, actually. It ended up with Donkey Max taking the win on that occasion, even though Tom did have a penalty to come off at the end. Donkey Max got the move done on the last lap of the race, on the 17th lap, and got himself into a good position. His first few guys crossed the line. May is on his way in the Red Bull on his opening lap. We're back to the classic Red Bull livery tonight. The white one is no more. So May and his teammate RBR Grobs will be driving in the more traditional livery this evening, is the best way of seeing it. I've also just noticed Colin in the Ferrari has already retired from qualifying. I'm just trying to remember if he's got a qualifying ban or not. I'll just double check that. I think he might have done. We'll soon find out very shortly, as we see May continue on his lap. DRS down the North Straight into the chicane, which for the actual Grand Prix this year has been completely revamped. It's one swooping left-hander now, so it is much easier to get around. And I've just read, yes, Colin has got a qualifying ban, as I thought he did. So that is why he is greyed out of this session. Andre's just rejoined. I think he may have lost out there. May opens us up. We're 137.2. Over the line he goes. Maestro behind him goes even quicker. 136.2. Goes a second quicker, which is quite a large margin. DL Branco, who has been quick in that Alpha the last couple of races, 136.3 for him to open up, which is a good opening really. Deadly Mosquito a bit off the pace, 140.8 to open up for him. Who else have we got? And who's that in the wall? That is Deadly Mosquito, as I was just flicking through. He has lost his front wing. That is on the exit of turn 3, so there's yellows out there currently. And he's going to have to get going and get himself back to the pit lane. Meanwhile, his teammate for this evening is just coming past him. Ivy Whiffle who is making his GRL debut tonight, so welcome to the league, buddy. And good luck for the race as well. Hopefully you'll have a good one. He's doing alright so far. 1:38.0 to open up. Not the quickest time on there, but I'm sure he will feel that there is some time to be had in that. Fazak in the McLaren. 1:36.6. Reaper's just done a 1:36.8. That brings him up to P4. Tom goes P5 with 1:36.8 as well. Yutansik 1:38.1 to start off for him. Maestro heading back to the pit lane. Currently provisional pole for him. DL Branco next provisional pole off him in the time being. 1:36.0 for DL Branco, so he gets himself up the order. So we get the track map on, so you can see who is coming around. I think that's Ivy coming around the final sector. It is. He's going very slow though. I think this might be, he might be setting himself up for a lap actually, and I think he is going for one because he's floored it out of the final corner. Reap coming through the middle sector. In fact, it was Benny that was behind Ivy Whiffle, and Ivy has had a crash. He has lost it, or whether he was just trying to get out of the way, I couldn't quite tell there. It looked like he was in the wall from that angle. Let's keep an eye on Benny. He comes out the hairpin down the back straight. DRS open, currently P6 for Benny, 1:37.0, a second off provisional pole, which is quite a lot in this league. Normally a little bit closer. He will be looking to try and improve and get up the order that little bit more. We'll see where he is as he comes through the detection zone. The answer is that he's not improving. He's actually a second slower than his time. Ivy Whiffle's not getting anywhere quickly. Enzo Pro's just come in, has just spun it actually in the chicane, which again, that part of the track will not be on the race this year. They'll be going round that chicane on that runoff area. They'll be going straight through that and then round the hairpin. So that'll be something different for next year's game. Ruffles is still in the pit lane. Waffler is on a lap, so this will be his first run. There's the Haas of Tom behind. Is it Tom or is it NZ Pro? I think it's NZ Pro just getting a really big draft down that back straight with DRS. It's not a bad thing really round here. If you can make up as much time as you can, it does quickly add up round here. Waffler 58 in the middle sector, not the quickest we've seen, that's for sure. So he's going to have to try and make up some time as best as he can through this final sector as he comes through the hotel section. Comes through the final corner now. Waffler, nice and tidy. It's a fairly tidy lap, 1:37.9, so definitely room for improvement. And speaking of which, Waffler has actually just gone purple through the first sector, so that might be one to watch out for. As Maestro is greyed out, I think he may have retired from the session as Maestro. I'm just trying to see how much time is left on the clock. I don't think there's all that much. Maybe about 7 minutes, or close enough. 7.5 is what is left on the clock. The Mosquito starting a fresh lap, 140.8 so far for him. So he has definitely got some room for improvement as he makes his way through the first sector, a 10th up on his current time. I'm pretty sure he'll go quicker than that in the middle and the final sector as he comes down the back straight. DRS is open eventually. It was taking its time, but it's open now as he heads down the back straight. Heavy on the brakes through the chicane and then down the back straight. That's open once again. What's the sector time going to be? He's 2/10 up on his previous time, so you'd like to think that he lost all the time in the final sector and he's got it invalidated on his way around, so that is him done. Utancic is on his next lap. He makes his way through the first sector. I've just been told by Maestro he's lost it in the second corner, which is a very, very fast left-hander. I'm assuming he gone over the curb and just decide to retire. So thank you for bringing me that, buddy, so we could inform the viewers. Utancic down the back straight in the Alfa Romeo, and he's 3/10 down on his previous time, so he isn't going to improve, I don't think. May has retired. He has had a crash. Ivy's coming through that area now, and Ivy's just crashed with him, loses it through turn 2. So that's 2 cars gone off in a matter of meters between each other, and are both out of the race. There is the wreckage. That is going to be dangerous for cars exiting the pit lane. They're all going to have to be very careful through there, to say the least. So that is their day done. And I'm guessing that a similar thing happened to Maestro in that situation. So they are out of the running. Wreck Diver, who has not been quick all season, to say the least, has got provisional pole currently with a 1:35.7, so there's definitely a lot more time out there, because that's 3/10 quicker than anybody else so far. And the man who isn't showing up so far is Tom. He's on an outlap now, but he's definitely still got some work to do. His teammate NZ Pro is miles down the order as well. He has definitely got some work to do as Wreck Diver comes through the chicane. Nice and tidy through there. And makes his way along the back straight. And is not improving on this lap, so he must have slowed down the middle sector. Mandro currently P3, heading for the pit lane, so is Benny. Daly in the Ferrari, who we haven't seen so far tonight, he's on a lap, so he's coming out of the final sector now, making his way through the last couple of corners. Nice and tidy in that one, and very tidy out of that one as well. Crossing the line, 1:36.4 does improve, and it drags him up massively, up to P5 for Daly so far. That is not a bad lap time at all, to be fair. NZ Pro has improved, but he's got this one invalidated. Ruffles is starting another lap. He's done a 1:38.4 so far. as he makes his way through the first sector, crossing the line, and he's 2/10 up on his previous time and gets it invalidated going through the chicane. You can just see him taking a bit too much curb through that chicane. It's cost him dear. RBR Grubbs is on a lap in the other Red Bull. 1:37.7 so far for him. He definitely doesn't go wide through that first chicane and makes his way down the back straight. DRS is open. NZ Pro has retired, and I think he's crashed in that retirement. Daly's coming round there. We'll see if we can get a view of it. It looks like he's crashed in the hotel section to me. And he is, there he is, off the side of the road. NZ Pro has crashed in the hotel section, so he is out of the running. Grubbs is slightly down on his time, 3/10, so he's got to find that from somewhere in the closing stages. He makes his way through the hotel section now. DL Branco, provisional pole, 1:35.7. Nicks it by a few hundredths of a second to Wreck Diver. And Wreck Diver is about to set himself up for another lap. RBR Grubbs is pitting, so he is not going to improve. Tom has improved slightly, 1:36.1 for him. Going slowly in the middle sector now. He's running. Fazak goes wide and loses out. DL Branco also went straight on, so he's out. Wreck Diver's on an outlap, so Wreck Diver, if he gets round quick enough, which he should do, he'll get one last go at it, just to find a couple of milliseconds just to get ahead of DL Branco. It needs to be a good lap from him to this. We're going to go on board with him as he crosses the line and begins his lap through turn 1. Nice and smooth through there. A little bit late getting on the power as he makes his way through the S's. Didn't spin out like we've seen many others perish in turns 2 and 3. He is up. He's a 10th up on his previous time. And DL Branco is not going to get another lap in here. He is currently miles out the pecking order, and he's currently got it invalidated as well, so he definitely won't get a lap time in. So it's all on Wreck Diver is this. If Wreck Diver just improves by a little bit, he is going to find himself on pole position as he makes his way down into the chicane. Nice and smooth through there. He's just trying to keep that car on the island and make sure he doesn't cut too many corners. Sticks tight to the left hand side of the North Pit Straight as they make their way down towards the chicane. Once again, he's 2/10 down on his previous time. He's got to find a time from somewhere if he is going to do it. He needs to pull a couple of hundredths of a second out of that car, and he needs to find at least more than 2/10 in this final sector if he is going to get the job done. He makes his way through. It looks a bit slow to me, does this? He seems a bit reluctant, to be fair. Wreck Diver getting on the power out of the last couple of corners. He's going to make his way through the final corner now. Is it going to be enough to nick away pole position? The answer is yes! He's found the time in the last sector. Wreck Diver gets pole position ahead of DL Branco. We knew he needed to do it, and that is exactly what he's done, and that is crucial for Aston Martin, considering that Vitrosity isn't here tonight. Wreck Diver sticks it on pole position for Aston Martin. He lines up in P1. DL Branco is alongside him in P2. Mandro's P3. Tom's P4. Maestro's down in P5 after crashing out, so he didn't get another lap in. Benny's P6. Daly's P7. Fazak is down in P8. Reap is P9. Yatansic's P10. May's P11. RBR Grubbs is P12. Waffler's P13. Ivy Whiffle's P14 on his debut. NZ Pro P15. Ruffles is P16. Deadly Mosquito P17. And Colin is in P18. So that is the grid then for the GRL Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's that man on pole position, Wreck Diver, lines up on the front. Well, the championship, well, the drivers' champion Tom is on the second row of the grid, and he's done and dusted. And obviously, with Donkey Max not racing tonight, it's given Wreck Diver pole position. Guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly for the race start. Welcome back, guys, to Global Racing Network. We are here for GRL round 14 as the formation lap for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is underway. Wreck Diver is on pole position then. His first pole in quite a while in that Aston Martin. We haven't seen him up there. We've seen him up there round the about. We've not seen him get a pole in a while. So he is on P1. But DL Branco, we know the pace that he's got lines up alongside him. Mandro is down in P3. Tom's down in P4. Maestro is P5. Benny is down in P6 in the Williams. Daly is P7, Fazak P8, Reap P9, Utansic's down in P10, Mays P11, RBR Grobs, his teammate, is alongside him. Waffles down in P13, Ivy Whiffle on his debut, good luck to him in the Mercedes, he's P14, NZ Pro is P15, Ruffles is P16, Deadly Mosquito P17 and Colin is P18. And it should be a good race, this. 28 laps of this Yas Marina circuit with an average lap time of the 1:30, so it should be about an hour long race, which isn't too bad, to be fair. It's never a bad race round here. Wreck Diver makes his way round. They make their way to the grid. They line up on the grid for the penultimate race of GRL Season 2. It's been a long season this time, but it should be a good race. This should be enjoyable, should be entertaining. First last car of Colin is lining up at the back. 18 drivers ready to give it their all here under the lights in Abu Dhabi. We go to 5 red lights here in Abu Dhabi. It's lights out and away we go. Good getaway from Wreck Diver, but I think DL Branco didn't get away well, and he's had to tuck in. It looks like Tom might try and go down the inside of Mandro there into turn 1, and I think he's got the move done. Mandro gets run off the road, and I think we may have had a spinner, and it's Deadly Mosquito at the back has spun it coming out turn 1. We've got a yellow in sector 2. We've got another one off the road. That's Waffler at the back as they made their way through the chicane for the first time. Just about keeping it together. There's a few position changes going on further back. Ivy Whiffle is up the order already. He started down in P15. He's already up to P9, but he's going to have to defend from Fazak here as they go down the back straight for the first time. No DRS obviously on the opening lap. Is Ivy going to try and make a move on Fazak down into the chicane? He has a lunge and maybe just a bit of contact between the two of them. Just about keep it clean. I thought Fazak was going to get spun round by Ivy Whiffle for a second, but they just about keep each other out the walls. As they made their way down the bottom section of the track for the first time. That's Daly going over the curbs on the road. He might have to give that position back to Yatansic. I think he may have cut the corner there. As we go back up to the front, Mandro trying to get past Tom and try and recover the P3 that he earned earlier on. This train of Formula 1 cars head under the hotel and back down towards, and who's that in the wall? That is Tom in the wall. That is the reigning champion in the wall. He's lost it coming out, and that's brought out a virtual safety car. Now he has dived for the pit lane. Is anybody else going to go in behind him? And it's a double stack down at Haas. So Tom is in, and so is NZ Pro. This could prove costly. I think NZ Pro's going to have to wait quite a lot here. Also, Waffler is in behind, and NZ Pro's going to get held up. As expected, really. He's going to get held up big time. That double stack has not gone to plan, to say the least. Wreck Diver leads them round under this virtual safety car. It shouldn't last too long. Should be going green fairly shortly. Pirelli's saying this is going to be a 2-stop race. And to be fair, with how hot the track gets round here, I'm not really surprised. It is a track that does get high on temperature. So we go green once again, lap 2 out of 28. And a couple of guys making moves behind. Benny is trying to get past Yatansic at the front. Is he going to try make a move down into the hotel section? If he's late enough on the brakes, he might be able to. He can't quite get it done on this occasion. They made their way out the final corner. Got a yellow there. That is NZ Pro, who appears to be. Oh, he has spun it. I thought he had was just stopped on the racetrack for a second, but he isn't. He's still on his way. So he is back going once again. Couple of position changes. Ivy Whiffle trying to get past Fazak once again. He's actually both moved up the order, and he looks like he might get the slingshot on Fazak here down the straight. We're going to have to go on board to see what he can do. Ivy Whiffle has to sneak past, but I think Ruffles has got past the two of them with DRS. Ruffles round the inside. Ivan Whiffle's going to try and hang it. Is he going to? He has to back out of it. Holds Fazak up on exit. It was a bit of a mess between them few. And there's Fazak getting past Ivy Whittle with DRS down into the chicane. So he moves back up to P8, Ivy Whittle down to P9. It's through the middle. Maestro making a bit of a charge from starting P6 on the grid. He's currently sat in P4. There's the race leader, Wreck Diver, just going through. A bit of a 4-car train forming at the front here. Go on board with Maestro, who has got the best view of it all, really. Maestro has just done the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 1:39.4 for Maestro. And we have a safety car. Now, who is that for? That is Reap. Reap has crashed. That is down at the hotel section. So that has brought out a full course safety car. Is anybody going to be bailing for the pits for tyres? RBR Grubbs is taking the gamble of a free pit stop. We've got a full course safety car as Waffler's sliding his way round the hotel section. Just about keeps it going now. How's Grubbs' pit stop going on? He's going on to the hard tyre. That is very interesting indeed. I can't see him getting to the end of the race, to be honest. I don't know why, but I think the track's just going to be a little bit too hot for that. Let's try and get to the end of the race. So the safety car's out, as always, guys. During the safety car period, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing League. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. The lights are off. DL Branco is staying fairly close to it, to be fair. You would think he'd want to back off. He's going to try and minimise the slipstream effect as he heads round the final corner onto the front straight. He has gone now, and we are back underway here on the Global Racing Network in GRLs. They make their way through the first couple of corners once again, all just about keeping it clean, nice and tidy. Through the chicane they go once again into the hairpin. DL Branco maintaining his lead. A couple of battles going on behind. Wreck Diver obviously pitting for a new set of tyres, trying to extend his stint a little bit as much as he can. He's having to go defensive here as Maestro's going to try and come back at him round the outside. Maestro on the outside. Wreck Diver has to tuck in. There may have been a bit of contact between the two of them there. I think they've just about missed each other. Benny's trying to get involved in there as well. Wreck Diver gets a better exit. And they're all slipstreaming each other down the front straight, down the north straight. Benny's trying to make a move. Maestro up the inside of Wreck Diver once again. Wreck Diver holds position. It's a good little scrap this, and who's that at the back? I think that's Daly and Utans. Not Daly. It was Daly and Deadly Mosquito taking each other out there. I think they've just about missed each other. Meanwhile, Wreck Diver trying to get past May. This is for P6. Around the outside and gets the move done, to be fair to him. Moves him up to P6. So that's currently him in the net race lead, because everyone else ahead of him, if I remember correctly, has got to stop. And that is correct. Everyone else ahead of Wreck Diver has got to stop. May's tyres are definitely starting to go off. He's falling down the order very quickly. And who's that in the wall? I think that is Ruffles. It is indeed. He's lost a front wing. And also that's Waffler off the road going backwards behind him. So that moves everyone up a place. Wreck Diver is trying to chase down Colin, but Colin at the same time is trying to get past Ivy Whiffle to get on the podium. These boys started the race on medium tyres, so they're going to try and extend this stint, and that's DL Branco off the road at the chicane. Utansik has retired. Is that going to bring out a safety car? I'd like to hope not. But Ivy Whiffle's now down to P2, so DL Branco's lost the race lead. Mandro is now the race leader, and Ivy Whiffle has got a train of Formula 1 cars starting to fall behind him. There goes Wreck Diver around the outside of Colin into the stadium section. Wreck Diver gets forced off the road. He might try and come back at him. DL Branco's trying to come back. I think may have got the move done just about. Branco holds the position, and there goes down the inside. I was Wreck Diver trying to make the move there. Just couldn't quite find the space, and Wreck Diver does make the move there on Maestro to get back into position. These trainer cars following each other so closely. Really good race in this lap. 9 out of 28 here in the Global Racing League. Wreck Diver will look to try and make a move here if he can. You'd like to think he would like to do it sooner rather than later. They are bump drafting each other down that front straight. Is Wreck Diver going to make a move on DL Branco here? Not quite. Benny and Maestro are just waiting there to pick up the scraps. It's turning into a really good race, this. And that's Wreck Diver having to defend from Maestro there. They're going side by side through the chicane. That's not going to end nasty. And that is Maestro round. Maestro has lost it. Made contact with Wreck Diver. And that is him out of the equation. Ivy Whiffle trying to defend from Wreck Diver. Wreck Diver has to give way. DL Branco down the inside. It's kicking off at the front now. Wreck Diver still trying to stay there. DL Branco still trying to stay there. He might have kissed the wall there. D held and has to give way to Wreck Diver in the end. Puts a train of Formula 1 cars, P2 to P8. There's a train of 7 Formula 1 cars fighting over the same bit of road. He's just not going to add up eventually. But for now, they live to fight another day. Benny just a bit further down this pack. He's trying to get past DL Branco, who's just lost out to Wreck Diver. And at the minute, Benny's doing well, keeping his cool to stay within this battle. He's just going to wait and wait and wait until an opportunity arises to get the move done without any time loss. He's going to get DRS on DL Branco here, but DL Branco will get it for good measure. He's going to pull to the outside, is Benny. He might even try and go the long way round here. He dives around the outside, and also Ivy Whiffle losing positions. That's DL Branco off the road. That's going to give Benny the place, surely, and it does indeed. So Benny moves up to P5. Collins going defensive, Ivy Whiffle down the inside, and that's DL Branco down the inside of Benny. Benny just about keeps it on the road and almost that half spins it there, coming through the chicane, just about saves it. And he lives to fight another day as Benny goes after Ivy Whiffle as his next target. Benny has stopped, so Benny is currently in net second place. To make their way through once again, Ivy Whiffle has decided his tyres have given up. He is into the pit lane, so he will fall quite far down the order due to the field being so bunched up. Benny will go in hunt after Colin. Wreck Diver moves himself up into second place and will try and go after the race leader Mandro. Meanwhile, just behind, DL Branco coming under attack from Fazak, and at the same time DL Branco's trying to get past Benny for the race lead. Sorry, for fourth place. And they've both got DRS here. Fazak is just using it to drag him along. He may try and go down the inside. He has a look. Does get his nose there. DL Branco gets a bad exit. I might try and go on the outside here, Fazak, and gets the move done. DL Branco did not get DRS there, so he has lost out, and that's allowed Tom to sweep through as well. So it just shows how powerful the DRS train is around here. That's Benny battling away with Colin. He went in a little bit deep into the chicane there. He's still all over Colin's rear bumper though, as he pulls to the outside, has to tuck in. This is such a great battle between these boys. Really, really enjoyable racing this. Meanwhile, Wreck Diver's just getting the opportunity to pull away here. And who's that? That's DL Branco trying to get past Maestro behind. Maestro's going to try and hang it round the outside. And eventually has to tuck in. It's a little bit too much on that occasion. Maestro will go again though, as they make their way through the S's. It is a good track this, it's very easy to follow around here. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. Daly has just set the fastest lap of the race, 1:39.3. He's currently outside the top 10 though, so he won't get fastest lap points unless he finishes in the top 10. As Maestro is going to try and go down the inside of DL Branco here, might get the move done, and does indeed, dives to the inside and gets the move done with ease. Meanwhile, a bit further up the road, Tom is trying to get past Fazak. In the meantime, Fazak's trying to make a move on Benny down the inside. That's going to be a bit tight. They just about avoid each other. It's going to bring Tom into play though between the three of them here, as Tom is just ready and waiting to pick up the scraps. Benny is trying to break away from this group and just hasn't been able to do so at the minute. The train is still there. And who's that off the road? That's Fazak, so Tom has gone through. Fazak must have lost it on exit there. So Fazak lost out big time. Maestro is going to need to try and get past Fazak, which he is looking to do ever so slightly. And who's that in the wall? That is Benny out of the race. That's quite a big accident, is that, by the looks of things, as we come through the S's. I think he's lost it on the outside. There he is. There's the Williams off the road. Luckily it's not in a too bad of a position, that, so we might get away with no safety car there, but we'll soon find out. Maestro is going to go down around the outside, and I think he's got the move done on Fazak. Oh, more than done. He's swooped round the outside of Fazak, and Fazak has dropped down to P5, Maestro up to P4, but Fazak is not going to go that easily. He's going to try and fight it back if he can. Deadly Mosquito is out of the race. That might bring out a safety car depending on where that car is. Again, no safety car, so that one gets cleared away pretty quickly. Further down the field, Colin trying to get past May as they make their way into the hotel section. May's got his company of his teammate RBR Grobs just a little bit further up the road. Colin is going to try and get on a Red Bull sandwich here, and they've touched each other, and Colin and May have both spun around. May's reset to the racetrack, which he shouldn't have done really, because Colin had to spin himself back round. That might be one for the steward's room later on. A couple more pit stops being made, and that was a little bit of drama there. Tapped each other and it all ended in tears really. The field is quite well spread now. The only closest one now is Waffler, who's just come out the pit lane, and Colin, who's just had a bit of a collision with May. Just going to have to work this one out a little bit. And then one back at the front as well. Maestro is chasing down Tom. There is Tom in the distance. Maestro tries and closes the gap little by little. He's going to try and close this gap as much as he can. Which is going to be easier said than done. Make their way through turn 1 once again. Lap 15 out of 28. We're over halfway, over half race distance. It's not been a bad race so far. Plenty of action. Not too many incidents. We have had a few DNFs due to people having collision, well, losing the cars by themselves, not really contact. I mean, that's the only one that hasn't happened. Who's that off the road? That is Daly going slowly. And DL Branco battling away with Ivy here. And Ivy's going to get in front. So he moves up a place. RBR Grobs is just ahead of them as well. They're both going to get DRS on Grobs here. Turn into a DRS train down the back straight, closing the gap a little bit more. And Grobs has to concede the position to DRS. Either Whiffle isn't going to get past him though by the looks of things. He's going to have to sit behind him. The bumper to bumper through here, and Ivy Whiffle senses his chance and takes the inside line. Really good move there on the exit of the chicane. Not the most conventional place to make a move, but he made it work and made it stick. And RBR Grobs though is still with him, coming through the hotel section. And eventually has to concede. Maestro still chasing down Tom. The gap is coming down. And Maestro loses out on exit there. It didn't sound like he got on the power very quickly at all. He's still trying to make a move on Tom. As meanwhile, Maestro has swapped position with Tom, but Tom is going to come back at him through the middle sector. Tom's going to have to do very well to stay with Maestro here. You see, Tom is not on a lot of ERS here. This could turn out interesting come the end of the race, because Tom has not got a lot of battery to use. Maestro has got more than enough battery to use in this situation, so Maestro isn't really going to have to do a lot here. Tom will get DRS. There's the wing open on the Haas. He will try and use the DRS to close in as much as he can. Maestro defends it well though for the time being. There's a little wobble on exit that might bring Tom into play slightly. Maestro goes defensive to the outside. He's showing Tom the door there if he wants to try and make the move. Tom decides better of it on this occasion. Still make their way through the middle sector and into the final sector now. Maestro still holding his cool, still holding position on the racetrack. Maestro has a little wobble on exit there. Again, it's going to bring Tom into play. Mandro is making his second pit stop of the race. So he's decided his tyres are done. He's going to come out in 4th place, which is not a bad pit stop given all things considered. Tom still trying to use DRS, can't quite get it done on that occasion. Meanwhile, a bit further up the road, Colin is trying to get past Fazak. And Fazak can't. Might not be able to defend here actually. Colin gets DRS on Fazak down this front, back straight. Is he going to make the move down into the chicane? The answer is yes. He's going to send it down the inside, and I think he might have got the move done, to be fair. And the answer is, he has got the move done, but will Fazak try and fight back? The answer is yes. He's going to try and go down the inside here, pokes his nose there just to make him aware of his presence. Grobs is trying to get involved in this one as well. So make their way through the middle sector. Fazak's going to try and make a move on Colin if he can. And we've got a safety car. Now what is that for? That seems a bit out of nowhere. The answer is RBR Grobs has crashed on the exit of the pit lane. By the looks of things, on board with Daly, there he is, RBR Grobs off the road, so he has lost it, and that is why the safety car has come out. So that is bad news for Wreck Diver in his race, lap 19 out of 28, and we've got another safety car, so that's going to slow this race up even more. Guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly for the restart. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Lead. The safety car is about to come in. Mandro is going to lead the way as we go green once again. Lap 22 out of 28, and Wreck Diver might try and make a move round the outside here into turn 1. Just can't quite get it done on that occasion. It's very, very tight at the front. Mandro's tyres, you're going to think, even though he is on the soft tyre, he's definitely going to have to stop again, and his tyres are going to be on the last legs as everyone else has made at least 2 stops behind him, which could get very interesting indeed as they make their way out of the hairpin onto the back straight. Once again, Wreck Diver is going to try and draft Mandro as much as he can down this back straight. And who's that making the move behind? That's Tom trying to make a move on Maestro behind, late on the brakes. Is he going to try and get the inside on the next corner? The answer is yes, and Maestro is going to lose out to DL Branco, and Tom might even lose out to him here as he makes his way round the outside. DL Branco and Tom side by side. DL Branco has to tuck in and then tucks back to the inside. And Tom holds on, and they take each other out. DL Branco on the inside, slides Tom on his side. They both tangle with each other. And that's them down the order. Just like that. You cannot afford mistakes like that in GRL. It is costly, to say the least. They make their way through the middle sector once again. Ruffles is having to defend from Tom, and DL Branco just got caught up with each other about a lap ago. Tom might have to go defensive against DL Branco here. On board with DL Branco. He's a little bit too far back on this occasion to make the move as they go into the chicane. If he gets a good exit though, he's going to be right there, and to be fair, he's not got a bad exit at all. Makes his way down the back straight. Tom is all over the back of Ruffles, and Tom's got company behind with DL Branco here. Not going to be a lot of room to move eventually for these boys as they make their way through the final few corners. DRS has been re-enabled by race control. Ruffles trying to go defensive on Tom here. Tom trying to get the run. Just can't quite find a gap past Ruffles at the minute. As Tom loses out a little bit, DL Branco's going to try and come down the inside here, sends it into the corner. Tom stays there. There's a little bit of nip and tuck between the two of them. DL Branco's going to try and go the long way around the outside and then get the switch back on exit. He's going to use as much ERS as he can to draw him alongside. He'll then get DRS to try and pull away from Tom. There's the front wing to your left. If you squeeze a DL Branco late on the brakes. Is he going to get the move done? No, he has to tuck in on that occasion. Can't quite get it done. But he will get DRS on Tom once again. But Tom has got DRS to defend this time. DL Branco using as much ERS as he can. They're both going to go down the inside of each other. Ruffles having to give way. Ruffles half spins it with making contact with Tom. Once again, it's nip and tuck, and Colin's getting involved in this one as well. This is becoming a bit of a 4-car train as they make their way down towards the hotel once again. DL Branco looks to make a move on Ruffles, can't quite on that occasion, but that's still going to bring Colin into play. They head round the final few corners. once again, about to go on to lap 25 out of 28. It's going to be a sprint to the end between a lot of them. Ruffles still defending hard from Dale Branco, just can't quite find his way through at the minute. Dale Branco did leave the door open there. Colin thought about making the move but couldn't quite on that occasion. Dale Branco's got DRS on Ruffles. And Colin also has DRS, so Colin might be able to try and get past Ruffles here, making the advantage of Ruffles having no DRS. Can't quite that on that occasion. Ruffles will get DRS back on Dale Branco here. Dale Branco goes defensive to the inside. Ruffles will try and make the move down the inside. Can't quite that on that occasion. Colin is staying with these boys and waiting to pick up the scraps when they come available. Made our way down to the hotel section once again. Ruffles still can't. Still having to defend from Colin here. Colin will try and get a bit of a draft on him down the front straight. Not going to be quite enough on this occasion. Ruffles goes wide and loses it, and I think that's him out the race. It is indeed. Ruffles on a crash. Is that going to bring out a safety car? That'll be crucial if it does. But Ruffles has had a huge accident and is out of the race. Meanwhile, back at the front, Wreck Diver's trying to chase down Mandro. Mandro going a long way on them tyres, to say the least. You'd think Wreck Diver is going to have much fresher tyres and will get the move done pretty easily. Can't quite get it done on that occasion as they make their way through the chicane. So Wreck Diver still trying to gain a place, lap 26 out of 28. Here on the Global Racing Network in the Global Racing League GRL, and Daly spun on the entry of the pit lane. That's going to bring a yellow out there. We're back green once again, and it's going to be a sprint to the finish like it was in the Top Speed Racing League yesterday. Two drivers going to absolutely give it everything. There's no penalties to suffice at the end of this one, so it's literally going to be do or die if Wreck Diver wants to win this race and secure more crucial Constructors' Championship points for Aston Martin in their race for the title. As Mandro is going to have to defend from another lot of DRS of Wreck Diver. Wreck Diver pulls to the outside and gets the move done even before the corner. Mandro has to tuck in and give way. Somehow he's making them soft tyres last. I don't really know how he's managed it so far, but he's going to get DRS on Wreck Diver here to try and make the move coming back. Is he going to get it done? Not quite on this occasion is the answer. Looks like he's struggling for a little bit of grip out there. He's a bit all over the place. So make your way down towards the hotel section once again. Mandro still. Diver's still looking to defend. Can't. As we go on to the final lap of the penultimate round of GRL, round 14 of GRL. We're on to the final lap. Wreck Diver, who started on pole, currently leads the way, but Mandro is close behind. He's not that far away. If he wants to try and make a move on these last few laps, it's going to be close between these two. As we saw with Donkey Max and Tom last night in the Top Speed Racing League, it's going to come down to this final lap. It's now or never, you've got to think, for Mandro. He's going to get DRS down the back straight. He's going to use as much overtake as he possibly can to close up to Wreck Diver. He's going to pull to the inside. Wreck Diver covers him off into the corner. Mandro's still going to look to try and make a move on exit. DRS once again. Lots of overtake being used. This is his last opportunity, you've got to think. He's going to go to the inside of Wreck Diver, and has he got through? I don't know, we couldn't quite tell. He sort of lagged out. They were a bit side by side with each other, and Mandro has come out worse off in that one. Wreck Diver somehow held on through them last couple of corners, and it looks like he is most certainly going to win now. Mandro, you would think, has got to have run out of steam at the end portion of this race. Wreck Diver is going to get the win as he makes his way through the final corner and onto the front straight. Wreck Diver wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in GRL. He comes home in P1. Mandro comes home for P2. Maestro takes the final podium place in P3. Del Branco comes home P4. Tom comes home P5. Colin is home in P6. May comes home in P6. Colin comes home P7 with penalties. Fazak's P8, and Daly's just crashed himself out at the end of the race just to finish it off. Well, what a race that was, guys. Really enjoyable from all aspects. I hope you enjoyed that one. Colin gets driver of the day with his bit of a recovery drive at the end. Fully deserved. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.